Slam. Wow. Thank you guys for being here last week, the week before last. So tonight, we're just going to give it everything we got because this is the final Sunday in National Poetry Month. And I'm your host, creator, founder, Patience Murray, and I'm so excited. I'm just so excited to be doing this amazing initiative where we can have poets from all around the world, literally. Some people, last week we had people from London. It was amazing. Canada, it was incredible. And I couldn't believe that so many people joined together for this purpose. And it's just beautiful. So without further ado, I'm gonna go ahead and introduce Lee. She is our judge for tonight as well. I'm so glad that she finally joined on with us and we can get the show started. Okay, without further ado, I hope you're listening, guys, because I'm gonna call your name, and when I call your name, we're gonna have to move on to the next poet, okay? And a couple rules just for the atmosphere here. Would you say? I think it would be great if everybody shows some serious love in the chat box after each poet goes during their performance to show them that you are listening. I think we all want to be heard. I think that's the goal of this, is to let people feel heard. So make sure you let people feel heard by putting good job, amazing, even snaps. You can even put snaps in the chat box. So, okay, without further ado, I'm gonna go ahead and call our first poet of the day. Is Lyrical Faith here? Lyrical Faith? And I'm gonna call 3 times Lyrical Faith. Okay, Lee, we are gonna have to move on to the next person that signed up for this day, okay? Poetry teacher, are you here?
I'm here. Let me see. Start video. Oh my gosh, I never get on Zoom. Hold on one second.
It's okay. This is all a learning experience for all of us. So thank you so much for being here. And before you go into your poem, just give us a little bit about, hey, we see you.
Hi, guys.
A little bit about yourself, where you're from, and introduce the poem that you're going to be doing for tonight. Okay. And snap, 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 guys, show some love down in the chat box. Lee, I hope you're ready.
Hello, everyone. My name is Reagan. I go by poetry teacher in the artist community. I've been doing spoken word for a really long time, since about like 2003. I have a Words Are Food brand t-shirt. I have a t-shirt brand that I have out right now. It's called Words Are Food. And I live in Dallas, Texas. But I'm from Lake Charles, Louisiana. And my poem is called Airport Kisses. Can you guys hear me clearly? Good, okay.
Yep, we got it, we hear you.
Okay. Our first kiss was in the airport. An airport kiss does sound romantic in most cases. I just imagined it different. I didn't imagine that it would be abrupt and my top lip would be sweating from the walk to the shuttle. I didn't imagine I'd still be holding my duffel that put my head in this weird angle. I just really imagined it different. Now, don't get me wrong, all the kisses after had me with feelings of sappy lightning bugs having meetings in my abdominal cavity. I mean, kisses that had placed an APB out on the parts of me that had gone missing. I'm just saying, the first one, I imagined it different. I imagined it would feel familiar, like you pretending to love me. We'd close our eyes and imagined I was who you really wanted. I imagined it would feel like my respect for you, how you stood at the bottom of a thing and welcomed chaos. I started seeing white flags instead of red ones, daggers inside of hearts flutter around my brain, reminding me to attach myself to yet another thing I can't have. Reminds me of when my mom died on her sofa and we couldn't even touch the body, like me wanting to wake up dead things so they can love me again. Like finding her do not resuscitate order while I rummage through her former life as if she wasn't just sitting here reminds me. Like finding her do not resuscitate order while I rummage through her former life as if she wasn't just sitting here reminds me of trying to resurrect potential even after you said I'm not looking for anything serious. In my last conversation with her, she said, when the mind isn't ready to go, the body needs to adjust to leaving. Reminds me of why I'm still texting my ex. She said, even God punished Eve for wanting to know what are we. Reminds me of misogyny. Reminds me of I lied to you to spare your feelings. Reminds me of having to worship a thing in order to be accepted. When she went into a coma on the way to the bathroom, we sat her there until she came out of it. Reminds me of Black girl magic. The doctor who pronounced her said she had no pulse, but her heart was still beating. Reminds me of being the strong friend. The doctor was her nephew. Reminds me of thick blood. Reminds me of friends ain't the only one that call you dead to them. When she described how the meds to take the pain of cancer away made her feel, she said it was ravishing like a fire on her insides. Reminds me of falling in love. Reminds me of staying with you long enough for you to be better for somebody else. I really just imagined it different. I imagined I'd be here talking about the first kiss I had with you that maybe wasn't so bad after all. Maybe I'm ungrateful. Maybe first kisses are a privilege. Maybe I like the taste of my own blood. Maybe I've been an organ donor because I don't know where my heart is anymore. Maybe you've been pretending to love me all along, and maybe I don't know the difference. Thank you.
Wow. I'm speechless. That was beautiful. I thank you so much for just putting your heart out here, putting your story out here, because that's what it is. And it's not easy to share your story, even if it's creatively. And I know it took a lot for you to share that with us. So thank you so much. Thank you for trusting me. Thank you for trusting this platform with that. And wow, put the love in the chat box. I'm telling you, put the love in the chat box. I see, wow, amazing job. Wow, this is all the love for you pouring into the chat box. I hope you take a second to check it out because people are sending you a lot of love. Thank you so much. Lee, let me know when you're ready to move on to the next poet. I think that was an amazing way to start this off. Woo, woo. Let me know, Lee, let me know. Wow, you're getting a lot of love. I love this. This is amazing. This is amazing. All right, Lee said good to go. Okay, next up we have Moody Black. Moody Black. All right, Moody Black is here. Tell us a little bit about yourself, introduce your poem, and just let us know what you're all about.
Greetings, everyone. My name is Moody Black. I am Moody Black. It's my handle for every form of social media. I'm a teaching artist, TEDx presenter, hip hop artist, visual artist, and a poet. It's a lover of life and sweet potato pie, man. And thanks for having me. This poem is called In the Field. It is a combination of using hip hop hook to bring forth a bigger theme of the poem, dealing with a slave narrative. Right? Whips all on my back, no shoes on my feet, load up my sack all day in this heat. I'm picking cotton, I'm sweating. Woo! Picking cotton, I'm sweating. Woo! Picking cotton, I'm sweating. Woo! Master crack that whip, nigga, is what he called me. But I never knew what a nigga was till I got here. Got here on a boat, smell of oak and piss pack type beside Mama and them, but I didn't know this would be the last time I see Mama and them, because Master, he got a system. Took Mama, took wife, took children, took Mama, grandma, took freedom, took manhood. No longer man. I'm in these fields all day and all night, picking cotton. Seemed like I've forgotten my past, but my past is always inside. I can see a field, the same field we there every day, picking cotton, putting in the sack. Master so good at that thing called took. He said, you be in the field, sun up, sun down, pick fast, work like a machine. I developed strong wrists and fingertips from cuts and dry bristles. That blood dripped on that cotton that ran on that white looked like peppermint candy, but it was nothing sweet. Heat screaming its intensity at us like Master screaming at us, not picking fast enough, because this ain't for no house nigga. Serving tea wearing blouse nigga. Talking about you dark skinned, you were dark skinned that you pick it. Talking about you trying to run, but if you caught, it's a whipping. And I wonder, will I ever see my homeland? This feels there, vast and beautiful. Village nearby. I can see a river. The same river I used to wash our warm bodies. I used to wash my wife's beautiful feet. I can still hear my children's laughter. Mama say, soon it'll be my turn to be a king. Only to be a soon-to-be servant. Hunched over, packed tight in the boat. Smell of oak and piss, packed tight. And my mama, she gave up her will to live. Took my wife in chains, screaming, why? Took wife, no, don't take my babies. Don't take my babies. Took children, saw some of the strength of the ancestors to break these chains. I try to fight witchcraft like lightning. I try to fight witchcraft like thunder. I try to fight witchcraft like, give me your freedom. Nigga. Took manhood. I'm used to be man, hushed over like willows in the winter, but I wonder if Master Back hushed over from all the plucking of African people, throw them in a sack called America, throw them in fields, vast and beautiful. Slave quarters nearby. I can see a river. There's freedom beyond that river. I will not be a slave in these fields forever. I will if I die trying. And if you don't believe me, just watch.
Wow. Just watch. That was incredible. I am speechless. Is everybody feeling the same way that I'm feeling right now? I see it in the chat box. Just wow. I'm blown away. Lee, I don't know how we're going to be able to come to some sort of understanding at the end of this, because everyone is so amazing. So amazing. I see a lot of powerful. Wow. Oh my gosh. Wow. All the love is pouring into the chat box for you, Moody. Wow. This is amazing. Thank you guys so much. And the energy was so felt. The energy was so felt and it was so real. Someone said, thank you, my brother. Wow. All right, guys. Lee, let me know when you are ready to move on to the next poet. It's really heating up. Lee said ready. Okay, I hope you guys are ready, because I'm ready to go on to the next poet. And is Calvin Smith here?
I'm here.
All right, Calvin, go ahead, take it away. Give us a little bit about who you are, your poem, and yeah, let us know more about you, okay?
Okay. Happy National Poetry Month, everyone. I'm Calvin Smith. I go by RPSK_the Wordsmith on Instagram. And really it's about me having 4 personas of my poetry. The first being Kelvin the Wordsmith. The second being Smith, the American soldier. The third being Rose Kelvin. And the fourth being Pandora Kelvin. I'm currently stationed in Fort Campbell, Kentucky, and I'm currently winding down my career so I can focus on school, family, trains, and poetry. In fact, my poem for today will be the 24th interlude. I wrote this on my birthday while I was overseas in Kuwait. This day in 2019 was arguably my best, as the exciting, surprising, and traumatizing moments that guided me in my journey came full circle. I was in the midst of a physical, spiritual, and lyrical peak, with the 23rd interlude as maybe my best piece, despite now reaching 370. Every event in the past 365 days left me more fucked up than ever, which means I just became better. Whatever happened did, but did I win? In short, yes, by still dreaming, living, and writing. Waiting to see the cards play out is hard, but that's how the game of life is, right? The missions I have are simple, yet they speak volumes for me. Granted, it's easier said than done, as I am one to always be starstruck by beauty, humbled by rank, plateaued by intensity, and blocked by a blank mind. These are excuses I utilize to reach breakthroughs and find inspiration. It helps me maintain dedication, development, and drive. Learning how to love, fight, write, and lead has been a rewarded theme in each season. Yet this one features my most unique episode, being isolated from the foundation that made me who I am today. That's why I'm playing All Right by Sensei to not feel emotional. However, Each persona is naturally reeling. It's how I try to connect to others, including you. With every poem and picture, I allow them to provide my view. They're just a gateway to my life, my law, and my damn soul too. What I'll discover next, it's anyone's guess, for I'll never know what's in store. I just know I ain't shit yet, while also blessed to be 24. And that's my piece.
Snap, snap, snap. Thank you so much. And thank you for your service. Thank you for your service. And you have a lot of love in the chat box coming in right now. Please take a second to just check it out, because a lot of people were so moved by your poem and they are sending you a lot of love right now. So whoop, whoop. Someone said, let's go. Somebody said, so humble. I got that same energy too. You're so humble, and thank you so much. And everybody is celebrating you right now in the chat box. So just make sure you go check it out. And a lot of people are saying thank you for your service as well. And thank you for sharing your images with us as well. That took an extra step. You know, it's one thing to, you know, get on this platform with a bunch of, you know, I'm a stranger, you don't really know me, but we're all strangers, but we're all coming together for the same purpose. And thank you for sharing. It's like a sharing circle. So I love this. Thank you for setting the tone for the rest of the day. So awesome. All right, Lee, let me know whenever you are ready to move on to the next poet, and we will do so. Somebody said amazing, and Lee said ready. Okay, on to the next poet. I hope you are here. Is Antoine Z Allen here? Is Antoine Z Allen here? That was the second time I called you Antoine. Okay. Is Antoine Z Allen here? All right, we're gonna have to move on to the next poet, guys. All right. Is Anushka here? Is Anushka here? Man, I hope you guys can hear me. Can everybody hear me okay? You can hear me, right? Everybody can hear me? Okay. All right, I'm gonna have to move on. J Poetry, are you here?
Jessica J Poetry, or just
Jessica?
yes.
Hey girl.
Well,
All right, so you know what to do. I'm gonna go ahead and hand you over the platform.
all righty. Days of our lives. What's going on? The homeless needs a home. What's going on? Too many mothers and fathers are picking our tombstones. What's going on? Too many fathers are gone. What's going on? Too many people are depressed and feeling all alone. Mothers are not checking their sons and daughters' schoolwork, but they're checking their boyfriend's phone. America, something is wrong. The Bible is your weapon, so use your tools. What's going on? They took prayer out of school. Back then, it was bubble gum in their dish. How many pieces do you wish? Now little kids are learning how to kiss. Little girls used to roll down the hills, but now they worrying about his birth control pills. The world has a lot of dents. We must break these generational footprints. Folks are hurting. Can't you smell the scent? These are the days of our lives. Folks giving up, dropping out of school, so no education. Kids going through molestation. No respect out of this generation. No love, folks just having relations. These are the days of our lives, the drive-bys and loud cries. Pow, another one dies. Let's put down the guns. Fathers, grab your sons. What happened to the old ways of living? So much killing. Folks blowing up buildings. The world needs a healing. These are the days of our lives. So many young people on murder trials. People, let's go back to speaking the truth instead of speaking lies. Men are cheating on their wives, not HIV is a surprise. Women are cheating. Look at the divorce rate. How could we let the devil come in and take? Folks are bitter, mistreating kids. How well do you know your babysitter? Females are not loving themselves. Older women teach us how to be strong, young ladies. The world is going crazy. Folks are killing their babies. Do you see the breaking news? Because I see the breaking news. Another shooting in the schools. Children and women are being beaten. Feed the children, they're not eating. Prison and clubs are overcrowded. While churches are being divided, homicides and suicides is what's happening worldwide. We must love no matter black, white, or mixed. Folks are acting like lunatics. Look at our communities. Is anyone standing in unity? We have to fast and pray. Without it, we won't last today. These are the days of our lives where side chicks are being glorified. Young kids are horrified. They don't want to die. They just want to go outside. These are the days of our lives when having a side dude is the new trend. You're married, but it's really a sin. But when is the truth going to kick in? Kids are failing and getting pushed to the next grade. These are the days of our lives where teachers are underpaid. Runaways are considered strays in the arms of pimps, but now they prostituting for days. Young people are being shot and killed, but why are we smiling? Police are profiling. These are the days of our lives where words like "I can't breathe" get ignored. If you see the crime, you are called a snitch if you're using your vocal cords. These are the days of our lives. Young girls got their tongues out. They got their buns out. Young boys got their guns out. Too many cloudy tragedies. When is the sun gonna come out? We need better role models before time runs out. Remember the clothespins. Remember the clotheslines. Remember your neighbor will whip their behind if you got out of line. But nowadays it's more like "Don't put your hands on mine." What happened to the village? These are the days of our lives: abductions, self-destruction, corruptions. There's so much to say, but soon part 2 is on the way. Something has to change, people. These are the days of our lives. Thank you.
Woo! Jessica J. Poetry. The first word that came to mind when you spoke was healing. It felt like healing whenever you spoke. You speak with so much conviction that it just brings you to some sense of consciousness that you have to wake up. You know, that's the type of power that you have when you speak. And right now, so many people are filling up this chat box because you speak so powerfully and you speak with so much conviction. So thank you for giving your energy every single time and being genuine and being present in this moment to have a message, to have something to share. And you took the opportunity, you heeded the call, and you did that. So somebody has to be inspired by this. I know I'm inspired by this. So I hope, and somebody said, "I love you, J Poetry." Oh my God. Take a second to check out that chat box. And guys, thank you so much for your participation and listening. Thank you, thank you. Lee, let me know whenever you're ready to go on to the next. All right, Lee says she's ready. We are moving on to the next poet. Woo! I'm so thankful for all of you. So thankful for all of you. Is Juan here? Is Juan here?
Yeah, hi.
Hi, Juan. How are you doing? So this is how it works. You're just going to go ahead and give us a brief introduction about yourself, introduce your poem, and what inspired you, to write your poem and all that great stuff. Okay? Take it away.
Okay. All right. So hi, I am Wan Taufik Hidayat. So just refer to me as Wan. I'm currently 18 years old and I reside in Malaysia. Honestly, it's my first time taking part in a slam like this online. So I guess, wow, the bar is pretty high, really. So, oh my God. Okay, so anyways, my poem is called Title. And so my poem is derived from my dissatisfaction with a title that I got from school as an award, of course. Alright, so I believe I may begin now, right? Okay. I once attended the award ceremony at my school, and I once heard my name called. I had the urge to come up and receive a title in that occasion, accompanied by unseen instruments playing a score of celebration. My mind underwent terms with thought, but my heart quietly retreated, so the earth never convoluted. And I once walked away. I walked away without being noticed, and so no one took the title. In the end, I was just the same as everybody else. Honestly, I loved the loudness and fear in the atmosphere as I walked past and people praised me and jeered from behind, but I preferred the flexibility of a quiet, peaceful mind. And honestly, it's true. My father told me, you actually appreciate the newest of pleasant moments, but we can never leave our wantings behind, our personal wantings behind. And don't get me wrong, I do wish to be praised, I do wish to be acknowledged, but not in the form of a title, not when someday I will be eventually forgotten, merely because I'm only remembered for my title's fame and not even for my name. So it would be a pleasantry if I were to be truly deserving of that title. You know, it's hard to find happiness when I compare myself to other people because I know that there will always be someone who is much better, someone much lesser than me. The idea of it vexes my soul to attain that title where I will only be covering a non-existent hole. And to me, the title is like a storm that rains on my parade, washing away my fading name into a channel drain. Perhaps I should be grateful if people even know me, even though it's just for my title and not even for my name. I mean, it's not really a big deal if my name comes out in school magazines or newspapers as my title and my name is decorated with quotation marks. Now, that doesn't feel bad now, does it? I mean, people know me, but it's not really a satisfaction for me. But I don't think so. And really, though, I would end up like a removed gravestone in a construction site, only to be shattered once I'm finally rotten. That's my name. And at times, I do reflect upon not being titled, deeply thinking if my name remains spared. And I'm honestly scared. I am baffled. I am troubled by this cryptic feeling as if the title is still after me. It's still me and my name. And honestly, I wish to hold myself dearly to the years that I did pity all the work that I've done. And I am just here. I am just here. I am just desperately trying to consolidate my rightfully own identity. I have my own name, and I want to be known for my name. And I am my own person. So please, don't give me a title. Thank you.
Oh, snaps to you. That was amazing. And guys, I just want to let you know that he's only 18 years old. Okay. So thank you so much for just putting yourself out there. And so you're all the way around the world, Malaysia, right?
Yeah.
You're in Malaysia. So that's amazing. So we have, even though we have cultural differences, isn't it wonderful how we can still relate to one another? I think that's so awesome. And that's the beauty of poetry. And guess what? You will be remembered. You will not be forgotten. If you keep sharing and you keep putting your heart out there on the line, people from around the world are going to remember you and remember your poetry. So keep sharing, keep sharing. That's, oh, I hope you really do take that from the bottom of my heart, all the way over here from Florida. So thank you so much. Please let me know when you're ready. And the chat box is blowing up for you. So make sure you check it out. Okay, at least that she's ready. So our next poet is Kate Snape. Is Kate Snape here?
Yeah, here I am. Hi.
All right, Kate, give us a little bit about yourself, about your poem, and just let us know who you are before you share, okay? Take it away.
So hi, I am Kate. I'm a student speech and language therapist from England. I currently live in Newcastle, but I'm from Birmingham. And I wrote this poem about 6 months ago. It's called I'm Done, and it's about having agency over your own life and recovering from trauma. Okay. I've used an entire forest to write about you. McDonald's napkins, scrap paper, whole notebooks just dedicated to what you all did. 100 poems started and stopped after a few juddering lines when the words turned to shame at the tip of my pen. I thought I was done with writing about you all, that I'd finished dissecting the pieces you left behind, trying to make a whole person out of the shards of glass, cutting myself over and over and bleeding into the mess, white and red, undistinguishable. Maybe I'll never be finished, but I'm not that 16-year-old little girl anymore, coerced and manipulated until she's lying pinned to the bed, replaying it over and over in my mind, wondering if I could have done anything differently. But the answer is no, mind. Do you hear me, shitface? The answer was no. It was your fault, not mine. You took my boundaries and you shat all over them, ignoring my protests. You trapped me in a prison, but do you know what hurts the most? After all of this time, I'm still trapped. I'm locked in a shell, in a cell of my own creation, my mind forged with steel from the memory of your hands. I hear your voice in my mind, your acrid, bitter breath on my skin. Your touch echoes through the timeline to squeeze and shape my decisions. The cell door locks me in, away from my imagined future, glittering and sparkling in the sunlight like the diamond that will never be on my finger. But you know what, shitface? I'm done. You may have owned my body for that brief blip in time, that second on the map of my life that I will allow you to selfishly claim as yours, but you will never, ever own my mind or my soul. I've allowed you to live rent-free in my mind for 10 fucking years, but your time's up. So this is my proclamation to my future self, for all of my tomorrows, for the dreams that I didn't dream because I was too busy trying to shave parts of myself off, for the promised better days, for the future crescent moon on my soft lips. Right now, here, today, I'm taking back my life because it's mine and you never had permission, because my future is dazzling and you have no part in it, because I'm done letting the scar of your actions be a defining feature in my life. I'm opening the cell door and you're not coming with me. I'm done.
Kate. Thank you so much. Like, oh guys, it's so hard to share your story to a bunch of strangers. And something so deeply personal like this, Kate, thank you. Thank you so much for trusting us with your story. And even though it's a poem, it's still your story. And I felt every single word. And I'm so glad you have your power back. And each time you share your story, you're getting more and more and more and more of yourself back. So thank you so much for taking this step with us today. Oh my gosh. And you are so beautiful. You're so amazing. And I just want to hug you. I wish I could just reach through the screen and just give you a great big hug. And I'm sure everybody that's filling this chat box up is really feeling the same way. So, wow. Everybody said really amazing. Wow. Excellent job, Kate. Lee, whenever you are ready, let me know when it's okay to move on to the next poet. And Lee is ready. Thank you so much, Kate. Wow, this is amazing. Okay, is Sabrine here? Sabrine? That was twice. Okay, is Sabrine here? Okay, so are they on mute? Did someone say, are they on mute? Sabrine? Okay, so if you are here, I'm gonna have to move on, but is William Thoughts here?
Yes, I am.
Hi, William.
How
One
you
of
doing?
our top scorers. Hey,
Yes,
give us a
ma'am.
little bit about yourself and introduce your poem and ultimately what inspired you to write it. So thank you. Take it away.
Okay. Thank you. All right, I'm William Thoughts, 28. I'm from Waldorf, Maryland. And what inspired me to write this is I took like a self-reflection, like on my life and like things I've noticed and seen just by a simple doctor's visit. So everyone walk with me through my journey and hope y'all like it. This poem is titled Rheumatology Image. I'm in the doctor's office, staring out to sea at a picture that's directly in front of me. Makes me feel lost and forgetful of my struggles. Makes me feel alone in my own little bubble. It's so peaceful here. I can feel the wind, and I can see all the palm trees swaying so free of expectations and just letting things happen so naturally. The waves of the ocean water sound so comfortable and soothing. It makes me feel absolutely. Most people don't know about me because I have an obsession with the galaxy. Makes me get lost in the world when life is coming so rapidly. The colors that blends are so beautiful, making my heart be filled with orchestra notes, sounding so musical. Wishing I could escape to both of these places so I could be left alone, where I can call these places my home, where I wouldn't be responsible for nothing but myself. No bills, no narcissists, no government systems, no schisms, no capitalism, or any type of ism. I had to stop and write this poem because this picture spoke to me. It makes me forget everything medically wrong with me, making me feel I have a hope and a chance of surviving. Daydreaming this landscape has me smiling. Isn't that how life is supposed to feel like? And the people I'm surrounded by. Life should feel how I feel about this picture, giving me vision and purpose, feeling inspired. But oftentimes I feel undesired, no desire to acquire. I feel like I'm fired with no chance of being rehired. So I snap my fingers, I instantly get out of this phase, taking accountability that I can't be stuck in my same ways. If I want to change, I have to find this happiness in myself. And not always feeling small, overlooked like an elf, but feeling tall to infinity and beyond. Like my favorite childhood Disney movie. An atmosphere that's less moody. No one is in the world is responsible in discovering my America. I found my continent and I feel confident in the words of inside spread to past humans that I knew and humans that I know right now. Just hold your breath. Just know that better days are coming around. I hope this poem inspires you to have a different outlook on you, to see the fullness in you. Even if your glass was empty right now, just know that your glass will never be empty because it's filled with oxygen. Relax. Now you can breathe. Thank you very much.
Wow. The chat box is blowing up, William. It's blowing up for you, William. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh, I just love it. Thank you so much for sharing with us, sharing your story, sharing pieces of yourself that I'm sure are difficult to put on a platform like this. But thank you, because you are inspiring others to share their story. You're inspiring others to rethink and reprogram their mind about how they're viewing their circumstances in life. And that's a big deal. It wasn't just a poem. So thank you so much for just putting yourself out there in this way. And you are received, you are felt, and you are accepted, and you are loved. Wow. So Lee, whenever you are ready to move on to the next book, and Lee said she's ready. Guys, is Lyrical Faith here?
Yes.
Hi, Lyrical. All right.
Hi.
So already, you're just going to give us a little bit about yourself, about the poem that you're going to do today, and what inspired you to write it. Okay.
Okay, sure thing. Can everyone hear me okay? I'm trying to move into a less echoey area. Hi, my name is Lyrical Faith. I'm glad that you can hear me okay because I'm having a little camera malfunction, so you won't be able to see me. But I hope that my poem or that my words can guide your thoughts in your minds, in your hearts. So this piece is this by the protest that I went to.
Lyrical, you're breaking up just a bit. We can't hear you. Lyrical, are you back?
Yes, can you hear me?
Okay, it's really difficult to hear you.
Oh no, I'm so sorry. I tried to step outside so that I wouldn't be in the hallway.
Okay, so let's try it. Okay, let's try again. We hear you now.
Okay, great. All right, so I'm gonna just stand right here in one spot. Okay, so yes, this piece is inspired by the protests that I went to last summer and the ones that are still going on till this day. And here goes. 7 lessons learned at the protest. 1, let the white people get in front. Nah, dead ass. We know y'all wanted to be invited to the cookout, and praise God, this is the cookout. Can't you see the fire ablaze in the distance? Don't you smell the brown meat grilling? Hot, angry from years of being burned in the freezer, hungry from how long we've been left to rot. Damn right, this ain't a democracy unless you icing down with me. So yeah, allow your white shield to cover me like a picnic of guilty tears. It's the least you can do after showing up early and bringing nothing for decades. 2, if a Black woman dies and there is no camera around to record, does it even make a tragedy? It's been over 13 months and still no justice for the murder of Breonna Taylor, the murder of Rekia Boyd, the murder of Sandra Bland. The signs at the rally all read America's quarterbacks of martyrdom, as if we are not running through the same plantation while you gather in these streets to demand a play-by-play for democracy. Please do not forget the soil that planted every seed. 3, it'll take a lot out of you. By the end of 7 miles, you will rattle in your bones. You will know what our ancestors meant by a long trek to freedom. You will gloom and distress, knowing the war is far from over, knowing that we shall overcome these several centuries away. Do you still walk? Do you take each step like a bomb ticking on the inside of your psyche? Conjure up ways to rationalize that this moment will be what my ancestors fought for and how my children will continue the fight. What if we never see liberation in our lifetimes? How do I live knowing my footsteps
Thank you. No, you're good.
are
Thank you,
just
sweetie.
rehearsal to the performance of my eulogy for?
You're welcome.
The Ham movement lasted 37 days. The Freedom Ride lasted 7 months. The Greensboro sit-ins were 6 months. The Montgomery bus boycott was 382 days. Quit asking us when we will stop marching.
Thank you. Phone, Kyra, phone.
Hey, first of all, I need y'all to communicate better because they listening. Just ask me phone, please.
Hang on 1 second.
I know, I'm letting them know that y'all listening. So we gotta, I know.
4, the Birmingham movement lasted 37 days. The Freedom Rides lasted 7 months. The Greensboro sit-ins were 6 months. The Montgomery bus boycott was 382 days. Quit asking us when we will stop marching. We will stop marching when this country stops lynching us. 5, the soundtrack is Kendrick Lamar's All Right. NWA's Fuck the Police, YG and Nipsey Hussle's Fuck Donald Trump. The soundtrack is Not If You Buck. Tupac's Keep Your Head Up, and for the Saints, Tasha Cobb's Break Every Chain. Revolution by Kirk Franklin, and we gonna praise while we dance in these streets. Shout Negro spirituals to the top of our lungs and then demand you put some respect on our peace. 6, come prepared. Bring milk for the tear gas. Bring a thick shed of skin for the rubber bullets. Bring a pair of shoes you do not mind creasing. Move like your body is on fire. So instead of the precincts or the cop car, it was actually just every breath you ever took. Drag and bulk its way up your throats and out onto the threatening. We told you, this is the cookout. How could you not expect for there to be flames? 7, you wanted an invite so bad, right? Here it is. Don't walk up empty-handed and then expect us to still fix you a plate. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Oh my God. And I just want to apologize to you right now. Let me just make it known. Everybody, please have your cameras, phones, tablets on mute when someone is going. It's disrespectful to not be on mute, especially if we're all being vulnerable and sharing our views and our perspectives on the world. So regardless if you agree or disagree or don't agree, whatever, it doesn't matter. You just have to have your phone on mute. And if it was an accident, please be careful, because we are sharing deeply personal and deep things tonight. Lyrical, thank you so much for your power. Even though we couldn't see you, every single word that you spoke, it was felt, and you spoke with so much conviction, and I just felt it from the bottom of my soul. And me not being able to see you didn't affect your performance at all. You being interrupted by someone, Moody, for unmuting their phone, okay? It didn't take away from your performance at all. So thank you so much. Thank you. And you're receiving a lot of love in the chat box. So check it out if you get a chance to look down there, because people are still showing you so much love. Woo! And it was so timely. It was so timely. Woo! The devil is busy. I'm just saying, the devil is busy when chains start breaking. Okay, Lee, let me know whenever you're ready. And we'll move on to the next poet. Lee is ready? Alrighty. Okay, I'm gonna go back and see is Antoine Allen here? Is Antoine Allen here? Okay. One more time, is Antoine Allen here? Wow, Lyric, you still have so much stuff, so much love coming into the chat box still. Okay, so is John Skywalker here?
Yeah.
All right.
John in the building, John in the space.
Make sure you introduce yourself, introduce your poem, and what inspired you to write it. Okay.
Okay. John Skywalker is the name. I'm 36 years old, combat veteran, single father, poet, lyricist, musician, fitness engineer, aspiring life coach. The piece that I'm going to be doing today is Isolation. This piece was written last year, somewhere around this time period, with a lot of things going on in the political climate, the social climate, the racial tension, COVID-19. There was a lot going on around this time last year. And, I have PTSD, and I wanted to write something that captured the emotion and the thoughts that I was feeling at that time. So again, this is titled Isolation. So I said, I so early? No, I so late. Call it bad timing. I don't want to violate. Let me find my hiding space. Hopefully my mind escapes. Want to reach a higher place, building up the confidence, entire state till the sky is scraped. Like coffin ceilings, buried in my feelings. I'm feeling indifferent. Life or death situation, I can't tell the difference. Found a reason to smile, but my smile was counterfeit. Guess I don't amount to shit. Keep myself preoccupied so I don't have the time to cry. Only the strong survive. Well, I've died 1,000 times. Even though I only live one life, I'm renting just to own it, to find out that I owe it. 7 light years of emotional distance. Heart rate is Speedy Gonzalez, running with the quickness as I'm sitting still, heated from an argument, but I just need to chill. I heard they manufacture meditation in a pill for mass appeal, but I don't think it's real. Truth is hard to swallow. If you're hungry, then you will make it happen, but what the bleep do we know? Red pill, blue pill, both of them placebos. Democrat, Republican, I don't see color. I don't fuck with none of it. Not even pornographically, it's virtual insanity, fake personalities battling. My mental health becomes a casualty. I can't exercise my right to get things wrong. Saying less is more. I'm getting short to get a long. To be alone like I owe it to myself. I'm behind on my payments. I guess I'll keep the lane. My heart is the Four Seasons Resort. She spends the night, then she leaves. Doesn't text, doesn't call until she needs another vacation. Who taught you queens to treat kings like slaves just to call it a boss move? Say what I deserve, but you don't give it to me. Glad you find it amusing. I find it confusing. Practice what you preach, but preaching just ain't my style. Myself is a vibe that I haven't felt in a while. I tell you I'm fine. You know it's a lie. You say that I'm dope. I cannot get high off my own supply. Too humble for narcissism. Your arrogance is cheap. Good woman you are, but not committed as you think. You're just another love song for my heart to do the break dance to. I need new dance moves. I'm just a Black man without the freedom to be me. I isolate to exercise my freedom to be weak. Bless.
Wow. Snaps. Snaps to you, John. Wow. I can't exercise my right to get things wrong. I felt that wholeheartedly. Even though I am not a Black man, I do understand what it's like to have an experience where you feel like you can't be vulnerable and you can't feel weak. So thank you, my brother, for sharing your experience with us. And thank you for being vulnerable. And thank you for putting yourself out there yet again another week. And snaps to you. You have, of course, you have a lot of love coming into the chat box. Poet contest, so great, so great. You're getting a lot of love in the chat box. Check it out, okay? Lee, whenever you're ready, we are clear to go on to the next poet. All right, Lee said she's ready. Okay, is Darius, Sir Nameless Poet here? Is Darius, Sir Nameless Poet here? Okay, that was twice. Is Darius, Sir Nameless Poet here? Okay, I'm gonna have to move on. Is Goddess Warrior the poet here?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
Okay, it's such, thank you guys. Thank you so much for being here. So I'm gonna go ahead and let you say a little bit about yourself, about your poem, and what inspired you to write it. Thank you so much.
Sorry, let me get my camera on. Peace and love, everybody. I'm Goddess Warrior, the poet. I'm actually a spoken word artist, an international spoken word artist from Chicago. I started doing poetry back in 2012. This piece that I'm actually going to do today is called I Am a Poet. It's actually a slam piece that I wrote a little while back. I've been performing now for coming up on a decade. I actually recently just won Chicago Music Awards, Best Spoken Word Artist of the Year for 2021. A couple months ago in February, I'm a published author. I have a book available on Amazon. It's called Poems and Petty Shit, a collection of studded stanzas. You know, we all go through petty things in our lives. So I have that book online. I also have an album online. It's an album of poetry, poetry done to music. The album is called More Than a Woman, Introduction of a Goddess. Again, I am Goddess Warrior, the poet. I'm also a mother of 3. I have a set of twins and a child that I've been raising for the last 15 years. So I have three boys. My twins are actually upstairs taking a nap right now. So forgive me if they wake up in the middle of the event and they come down. I'm gonna do my best to still participate without them interrupting too much. So please bear with me. And I'm so excited to be a part of this. I want to thank National Poetry Pages for allowing me to participate and to be a participant in the slam today. I thank everybody. I'm looking forward to seeing the talent and, you know, connecting with some new artists that are also on here because I'm all about developing connections. I don't want to talk too much, but I'm looking forward to seeing some of the other art. You know, that's what it's all about for me. It's about the art, the message, and the craft. You know what I'm saying? I'm just super passionate about poetry and I'm super passionate about writing. So I'm looking forward to being a part of this slam and rocking out with you guys. Again, I'm Goddess Warrior, the poet. You can follow me as Goddess Warrior, the poet, everywhere on all social media. Thank you. I don't know if she get all of that.
I got all of that. You can just go right into your poem.
Oh, okay, word. So, I am a poet, positively orating everlasting truths. Who are you? You see, I am poetry, philosophically orchestrating education through rhymes yearly, fearlessly strumming drums of poetic rhythms, unimaginable algorithms, unlimited and limitless, like the seas of the earth. I have no limitations, powerful stanzas written to destroy your curse. I speak spoken word while you cast spells. Let these truths be self-evident that I am a poet, a powerful optimist with explosive talents. So don't you come to this court unless you're ready to play, kid, because we don't play, kid. Full court pressure, nothing lesser. No 5-on-5 when it's 1 against 1. You see, we self-sabotage before we even start. Bench warming so long you've forgotten how to stand, forgotten your stance. We don't just coach, we command, fist in hand, yelling, fuck your pledge and your allegiance. We lift every voice not to sing, but to speak up. Heaven and earth will rise and ring as long as we write poetry. Peace over evil trickery, rebelliously yelling out freedom or free doom. The choice is up to you. We be positioned with powerful pens that be mightier than any sword. We pray to Hail Mary and to our Lord, to the most high of the sky and the mothers of the dirt. Hell has no fury like a poet scorned. Let ye be warned that nothing but death could keep me from it. Regurgitating truth from the burning pits of my stomach because your lies were sickening and your false doctrine has been crippling, yet we refuse to die on our knees, never to surrender. Shotguns blasting while your bombs burst in air. We be frontline frontiers, overcoming our greatest fears of hate and death. You see, poetry is all we have left, and if we don't write, then we don't fight. And if we don't fight, my people, we lose, facing centuries against the same enemy. That devil in the blue dress now wears a blue suit in high pursuit. Guns aimed at our backs, prepared to shoot. They open fire, we open Facebook, live streams down your news feed. But whose timelines are you changing? The timelines haven't been changing, but you too distracted to face. You see, we used to be posted, boycotts and sit-ins. Now we just post and sit in. No more writing for likes. You see, I am a poet, and poetry is what I write. Poetic obliterations ejecting through revolutionary yearnings of fire and desire to speak now and never ever hold our peace. You see, we be poets. We snap, clap, rap, and dance, never forgetting that our position is not just to write and recite, nor to entertain you, but it is us, them, they, we, poets and poetry, who possess the power to rewrite this history. You see, I am a poet. Who are you? Thank you.
I'm sorry, we supposed to snap. I forgot we snapping here. Okay, that was amazing. Way to light it up, I'm sorry, your twins is upstairs, I'm all loud. But thank you so much for putting, oh my gosh, like you are amazing. You burnt it up. Thank you so much for just being so powerful and giving us so much of your energy today, because every single word was felt, and you are a poet, okay? Who are you? All right, we know who you are, okay?
I appreciate the energy. Thank you so much. You know, that's something I live by. You got to do it with passion or not at all. That's just what it is. You do it with passion or not at all. Thank you again for allowing me to just share my work. I have several videos and a lot of things online. If anybody wants to check me out or give me a follow, again, I'm Goddess Warrior, the poet. Thank you.
Goddess Warrior, the poet. And make sure you guys make sure you start dropping your ats in the chat box so you guys can connect with each other. That is important. This is why we are here to share, but we're also here to be a network and a community for each other. So, wow, PoetCon said chills, got chills when you spoke. And Lee, whenever you're ready, I am cool to move on to the next poet. Lee said ready. Okay, it's Kim Goodlook Seabrook here. That was one. Is Kim Goodlook Seabrook here? All right. Final call for Kim Goodlook Seabrook. All right, we're gonna have to move on. Is Yael here? Is Yael here? Okay, one more time. Is Yael here? All right, guys, we're gonna have to move on. Is Ashley Santos, AKA A489 here?
Yes, I am.
Hi, okay.
Hello.
You know what to do. Introduce yourself, introduce a little bit of your, your poem or why, what inspired you to write. Let us know.
Okay. My name is Ashley. I go by A.489. I am planning on writing a poetry book, so please follow me. It's A.489XN on Instagram. I wrote this poem because I had my first poetry slam about 2 weeks ago, and my nerves were all over the place. And I just wanted to remind myself that this is who I am and to keep pushing. My first poetry slam. I wasn't even supposed to perform that day. I'm a firm believer in everything happens for a reason. So I let this reason be my reason to perform a talent I was given but hid for so long. And I was last, of course. Anything to help the surprise, I suppose. I sat there listening to poets thinking, God damn, they are so brave. What do they have that I don't? I pondered and came to a realization. Nothing. Not to say these beautifully well-spoken individuals didn't move me or that we didn't stand out in our own way, but the realization was that we held pain the same way. Our pain is silent until you give us a pen and paper. I won't tell you my deepest secrets personally, but I'll stand tall on stage and read my sorrows out loud. I'll keep my journal private, but I'll share my thoughts and be proud. That's the thing about us poets. What once was our shame is now our way out. We take wordplay to a new level, and even in our silence, you hear us shout. It isn't just in our performance, it's something about our aura. We literally make people snap at our everyday horror. I mean, our gift is so limitless and makes us feel free. We are no longer scared, we're openly being who we want to be. And even if fear is knocking on my door and my voice shakes, I'm not running from my destiny. I won't make the same mistake. After my first poetry slam, I knew that's the bravest I've ever been. I let you in on my losses and it reinvented into my wins. If I had to give advice to someone who's waiting to speak, find your reason and let that moment be your peak. I'm thankful for the pressure I felt or it wouldn't have pushed me to perform. Now I can confidently say, I am a poet. It's as if that day I was reborn. Thank you.
Wow. Wow. A489, you better know it. And yes, you are a poet. And my favorite parts of that was, our pain is silent until you give us a pen and paper. You have never been more right about poets. And you just have this
I like that part too. That was my favorite line too.
Yes,
I agree.
come on, I had to write it down. Listen, I'm taking notes. I had to write it down. It's right here. But that was amazing. Thank you so much. And you're getting a lot of love in the chat box right now. And you really describe the essence and the vulnerability of a poet and what it takes to really go deep. And even though you might not be able to express verbally, it's something about giving you a pen and paper that you're able to create this way out for your energy that never even existed before. So thank you so much for giving your energy with us today. And Lee, whenever you are ready, just let me know. We're gonna see if any of these final poets are here, but I'm gonna go through it really, really fast. Okay, Lee said, I'm ready. Okay, is Torianne Milligan here? It's Torianne Milligan here. Okay, is Torianne Milligan here? Okay, that was 3 times. I'm gonna have to move on, guys. Okay, is Sukur here? Sukur. Sukur, are you here? Okay. Final time. Sukur, are you here? All right. I'm gonna have to move on. Is Anushka? Is Anushka here? Anushka? Okay. Is Christina here? Christina Gallego, are you going today? But if not, okay. Alrighty. Well, guys, that was the final poet for this land. Thank you guys so much for sticking around and hanging in there with me today. So we're gonna have to deliberate, me and Lee. So there were a couple people that didn't show up, but we aren't able to hang on and hope that they show up. So we had a lot of great people. So we're gonna go ahead and choose from the poets that poured their hearts out for us today. And again, I'm gonna leave the polls open now. The polls are going open now. You have the opportunity right now to vote for your favorite poet of tonight. The poll is open, okay? The poll is open now. So while Lee and I are deliberating and calculating the scores, we want you guys to go ahead and take advantage of that poll, okay? To vote for your favorite, your absolute favorites, okay? So while you do that, and don't forget to drop your information into the chat box, your ads, your websites, if you wrote a book, if you got a course, an online course somewhere, just put it all in the information in the chat box, because this is an opportunity, not just to hear great poets, but to network with great poets. So you guys go ahead and take advantage of that, and I'll be back in about 5 minutes.
Patience. I also signed up as a poet. I think you might have skipped me. My name is Qatar, Kawtar.
Qatar?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I apologize, but I didn't see your name, but you are welcome to go ahead and go. So Qatar, go ahead and introduce yourself, introduce your poem, and what inspired you to write it. And I'm gonna figure out a way with Lee to make sure we get you scored as well, okay?
Okay, sorry about that. I signed up through Eventbrite, so I'm not sure.
Oh, Eventbrite. Okay. I'm glad this happened, because Eventbrite is just the registration link for people that aren't poets. Okay, so if you wanted to sign up, you would have to go to our Instagram. The link is in a bio. Okay, but it's okay. Thank you, Qatar. Go ahead, girl. You got this.
Thanks so much. Yeah, my name is Qatar. I'm 16. I am actually in Canada, so yeah. Yesterday was my first time that I did a spoken word thing, and I talked really fast, so I'm trying to learn more. And yeah, so the poem that I'm gonna read today is called Mother, and I wrote it because I felt really inspired by my mom's hard work and where she came from and everything. Mother. The word is a love poem from God. I am asked, where are my parents, by my teacher. When she sees a strong woman in her doorway, I point to my mother. Tell her that there are 2 parents on her shoulders, weighing her down into the depths of soil where seeds burst out of her as she waters her roses, her lips made with an envelope red lipstick, stealing her from an invitation. She was made with veins and hands that were embroidered from flowers on my great-grandmother's veil when she was married at 11. Veins bulging out of her eye bags that fill the same suitcases my grandmother took when she was told an older man would make her a woman at 15. When a woman is a creator, an inventor, an engineer of the same mouth you use to flick your tongue at the thought of her, she brushes her hair and asks me whether it should be brown or black. I tell her to remove the shell of societal norms targeted to women. I tell her to scream her age at the top of a mountain. I tell her that silver gray is the color of a dragon's tail, one that kept flying even after being told its scales could damage if they were used. And when they call you a crazy woman, show them a crazy woman. Show them that the universe made you like bitter soup, vegetables afloat and glistening in the same oils you put in your hair. You show them that if they don't learn patience, if they don't see beauty when it turns the doorknob, that vegetables will start soaking. That you will no longer be what their lips crave. Mother, I see the lines on your palms. They tell me about a story happening behind you of a tree how those lines are the same as bent branches of a tree you planted and harvested when they tell you to go back home and leave you stumbling at the airport because of a hijab you wear on your head. Remind them that the creases in your silk are train stations flying up to Allah. You tell them that your ankles are swollen and crushed red because of this country that you helped build, of this nation that was made and piggybacked on bodies like yours. Remind them that they have a mother waiting in a chilly cabin close to a frozen window, waiting but knowing that love starts with the word mother. Thank you.
Wow, Qatar, you shut the house down. Let me just tell you, you shut the house down. You said you were what, 16?
Yeah.
You're 16? Your level of artistry for this age is amazing. I'm so excited to see you grow. I'm so excited to see what you're gonna do with your journey with poetry, because you speak so powerfully. And girl, you better keep doing poetry. You hear me? You better keep doing poetry, because every word that you said, I felt it was so much power when you speak. And you painted the picture, the imagery was so vivid. And I was like, 16? Okay. Well, I'm so glad that you stopped this. I'm so glad you completely just like stopped the show and was like, hold on, I will perform today. Okay. That's the type of energy I love. Okay. And you are getting a lot of love in the chat box and it's pouring in. So you take an opportunity to check that out, because for 16, that's an amazing, amazing accomplishment. So thank you so much for sharing and just putting yourself out there. I don't even remember what I was doing at 16. This is amazing. Wow. I love you. I love you. I love everything. Thank you guys so much for coming out tonight digitally. One day this will be a live performance where we can all share and get together. Until then, load up the chat box with your your email, exchange that information. If you love somebody's poem, tell them you loved it, let them know now. And Lee says, thank you, everybody. And Lee, actually, while I'm going through the tabulations, can you just go ahead and say a couple words about how you felt about this experience while I'll go ahead and do the final tabulations?
Sure, thanks, Patience. So no lie here, I'm just blown away from everyone. This is a once in a lifetime experience of hearing different points of view and hearing everyone's story, everyone's take, words of wisdom. You know, it's just so beautiful. I'm personally very grateful to each and every one of you. I think everyone that I heard today, please keep going. Please keep inspiring. Please speak for those that can't speak, especially. But thank you. Thank you.
When they reminisce over you, my God.
Just give us a couple minutes, guys, and we'll have the results for our top scores and our winner for tonight.
Until I get my money right. And you can't tell me nothing right.
So someone put in the chat, Cobbs mentioned about being put on lists to keep informed of all these events. Let's ask Patience when she's back on the line. She'll probably know more than me. And anyway, thank you.
What was the question, Lee?
Sure. The question was from Cobbs, who had asked to whether or not there's some kind of list that can be signed up for to be informed of all these events.
Absolutely. So all you have to do is go to @pagesofpoetry_. It's on our Instagram, and there is still a sign up link in the bio, but you can just send me a DM and I'll be able to see that and respond to that. So if you have any interest to want to sign up for any future events or just thinking about, maybe putting your stuff out there too, just go ahead and send me a direct message on either Facebook or Instagram. So at Pages of Poetry _ for Instagram and at Pages of Poetry on Facebook. Okay, guys? So and if you want to send a direct email to me, I'll drop that email in the chat box right now. And if you just want to jot it down right now, it's founder@pagesofpoetry.com. founder@pagesofpoetry.com. Okay, guys? Just give me a couple more minutes and I'll be back with the results. And thank you so much, Ali, for holding it down. All right. Enjoy the music.
Go ahead and bounce so hard to your knees and your forehead. Let's go to see cold red top 5 MCs. You ain't gotta remind me. Top 5 MCs, you gotta remind me. I'm high up on the line, you can get behind me. But my head so big, you can't sit behind me. Life goes on, lights keep on. Coming in the club with that fresh.
Okay, that didn't take too long. Lee, this was the best slam yet. I definitely think this has been the best slam yet. And it was really, really difficult to even put a number on these performances because it was so touching. And each story was so touching in its own way, in each perspective. It was so unique that it was so difficult. But ultimately, there has to be a couple winners. So I am so happy to announce that our top 3 scoring poets are, and I'm going to go in reverse order. So person that came in number 3 is Moody Black. Moody Black came in with 48 points out of 50. Congratulations, Moody. Even though we had a couple problems with your microphone, it's okay. We still love you. All right. And coming in at number 2, dun, 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 Kate Snape. Kate Snape came in with 49 points out of 50. You really put your heart on the line, and your improvement from the last time that you were here was so significant that it was impossible to ignore. And thank you so much for your level of vulnerability. It was so raw, it was so real, and it was so honest. And coming in at number 1, our top scoring poet of this final Pages of Poetry Slam for National Poetry Month 2021, Goddess Warrior the Poet with 50 out of 50 points. You did it, guys. That is our final tabulations for tonight.
Wow,
and
thank you.
That was Goddess Warrior the Poet. Do you have a few words that you would like to share?
Man, yeah, I do. I want to say, because it was a young girl that came on here, that last young lady, she inspired me. I just want to tell everybody, man, to keep writing. I started doing poetry because of pain, trauma. I lost both my parents at the same time. My father killed my mother, and then he took his own life. So my pain birthed my purpose to even do poetry and to write. So writing, talking about your story, sharing your story, there is no right or wrong when it comes to writing your story and you being bold about telling it. So I wanted to tell that young lady and to every other writer on here to tell your story and to keep writing and keep speaking, because that pain can birth your purpose. Thank you so much.
Wow. Woo! And I will be touched about your prize, and all the poets that have participated in the Pages of Poetry Slam will receive a certificate. But Goddess, thank you so much for just being you and being so genuinely you. And thank you so much for closing out this final Pages of Poetry Slam. Wow, this has been amazing. Follow each other, guys, support each other's work, follow each other, and we will hope to see you all again very soon, hopefully in a non-COVID world. All right, thank you guys so much. And I will be posting videos from this event on our Instagram at Pages of Poetry _. Okay, guys, thank you so much. With love, with love, with love. I'm out of here.